Welcome back. It's time to get into some more ArcGIS Pro fun. Today we're going to be looking at Lab 7, Spatial Queries. This is basically making a query based on a feature's location instead of its attribute. Um, let's go ahead and get started. I'm already signed in here, so we're going to go ahead and create us a blank map as always. This is Lab 7. Going to create that where we need to create it. Here in labs, we'll hit OK. OK. We'll go ahead and remove that topographic layer when it comes up. There we go. Okay, so we got a new blank map as soon as this turns off. Remove. There we go. Okay. So to start, let's start pulling in our data here. In Rivermar, we're going to go to Map and select by attributes. Actually, I need to add Texas County here. Sorry about that. We need to add our data first. So let's add our data. It's going to be their Lab 7. For me, here we go. Okay, so we're going to add tx_county.shape. Hit OK. And we're going to do a select by attributes first. This is all 254 Texas counties. There's Tom Green County. We're going to hit map and then select by attributes. And if you remember from the previous instruction, our input rows is going to be the layer that you want to do your selection on. We're going to do a new expression here. And we want to find Denton County first. And we know that a lot of us know that Denton County is, where its location is. But we can use select by attributes to do a different county. If we wanted to select Tom Green County, you could select Tom Green County. But we're going to do Denton County because that's where our data is centered. All right, so we want to know which the county where the name, going to be county name, is equal to Denton. Scroll down and look for Denton. Right here, we'll hit OK, and Denton should select right there. Pretty easy stuff. So we did that expression. I'm on the second page of our instruction here, and it says a polygon for Denton County is outlined on the map in cyan, and features are selected on a map. You can run the export features function to create a new shapefile that contains only the selected features. And that's what's cool about the export features function is that let's say that I had a bunch of counties selected. Let's say that I had this and Tom Green County selected. You could create a new shapefile that would result in only those two counties in a new shapefile. What we're going to do here is we're going to export a feature that has only Denton County in it. Because this is selected, your export features will it'll turn out a shapefile or export a new shapefile that has only Denton. Because Denton is the one that's selected, right? And so to do this, we're going to right click here. We'll go down to data and export features. We're going to, this is our input features is what we're working with here, so we don't have to change that. We don't want to save in the GDB. We're going to find where we want to store that. Give me just a second to do that. Got Lab 7. You know what? I'm just going to store it like that, but yeah, the output location is going to be Lab 7. Well, if it'll, you know what? I'm sorry about this. Hold on just a second. We're going to choose a new place for this. That's where this was. We're going to choose here. There we go. Okay, so I've got a good output location. And I'm actually kind of glad that that happened because I'm sure that you occasionally have difficulty finding the correct folder for your stuff too. Output name is just going to be, we're going to call it Denton, Denton.shape. So Denton dot shp. And that's all you need to do here. And the instruction says, because Denton is a selected feature on the map, the only feature that's contained in a new shapefile is Denton County. It should be automatically added to the map and listed in the table of contents. So I'm going to hit OK. It's going to do its thing here. It's going to run. Denton will appear right over here on the left side in the table of contents. Right, we've got Denton right here, right? If we turn this off, we'll see that Denton is the only one here. And again, it was created because we selected Denton. Come on, turn on. We selected Denton in our TX County map. We exported a new file, and whenever it's selected, that's what's going to be exported. I really hope that makes sense. Okay, so it's clearly selected by clicking map and clear. So we've got clear right there, and Denton is cleared. Okay, select all major cities in Denton. I am on page 2 at the bottom. Next, you'll use the Denton layer you created to find all major cities located in Denton by performing a spatial query. All right, fine. Add gxcities.shape to the map. That's part of the stuff you downloaded, so we'll click that. Texas cities is right here. Okay, going to have all the Texas cities here. We want the ones that are located only in Denton, right? We want only the ones that are stored right here. So we're going to let the computer do the work for us instead of selecting these manually. And the way you do that is with the spatial query. It's based on its location within Denton County. That's not Denton. I'm outlining the wrong one. That's Collin. This is Denton County right here. So we want all these cities that are located here inside of Denton. Based on their location, we want to export these as a new file. Okay, so we're going to click map and then select by location. And this is going to have a new window here. And number 3 says a spatial query is intuitive. You should kind of walk through it and talk through it just like you did, with your when you did a select by attributes. You talk through it and you say, okay, we want this state with this attribute to be selected. Do the same thing here. Our input features is going to be, it refers to the features you want to select, okay? And we want it selected from Texas cities. And that's already filled out for you here. Now the next one is you want to define the relationship. And the relationship is, we want to find cities that are located within Denton County. That's, cities within Denton County. Our relationship is within. So we're going to drop that down and we're going to hit, you've got within or completely within. It's hard to describe the difference. Just know that you generally want to use completely within. So that's what we're going to select here, is completely within. Then the selecting features. How are we going to make this selection? It refers to the feature you want to define your selection. And the definition, our thing defining our query is cities within Denton County. So the selecting feature is going to be Denton. Right? It's going to be that county. We've got that as separately, right? We didn't have it separately here, so we couldn't make it based on Denton. Now we can because we have Dentons separated. You don't have to worry about a search distance, don't have to worry about a selection type or any of that stuff. The instruction says leave the defaults for the rest and click apply. So we'll click apply, we'll look over here, and all those cities were selected because we told the computer to select Texas cities that fall completely within Denton County. If you talk it out like that, like it's intuitive, you talk it out, if you have to, say it. And if you don't get it at first, just keep working at it. I know GIS professionals who have been working 20 years. The people who taught me GIS still screw this up. And they have, they'll usually get these two reversed. So if you don't, if you have to talk it out, just talk it out and until you get your selection. Okay, so our query performed correctly, so we're going to go ahead and hit OK so we can get that off our screen. And it's going to ask you how many cities are completely within Denton County. There's a variety of ways to find that. You could go into the attribute table. But within the what is it, on page 3, it tells you how to find a number of selected features. So if I showed you, I don't want to tell you the answer, because I'll show you the answer because complete defeats the purpose of the quiz. So anyway, number 4 on page 4 says selected cities are highlighted in cyan. That's correct. We will create a new layer for those cities. And if you remember, if it's selected, if a feature is selected on our map here, and then we write out a new shapefile for it, only those features are going to be in our new shapefile. And that's what we're going to do here. We're going to export this, so we'll right click, go to Data, Export Features. We'll choose a new output location. You don't want to store in your GDB, your geodatabase. So we'll trying to remember where I had stored this the last time. Here? No. Yeah, we're just going to stick it here in Lab 7. Yeah, we're going to stick it in Lab 7. As output name, we're going to call this, what was it? We'll call it Denton underscore city. So Denton underscore cities dot SHP. Make sure you put SHP on the end, .shp on the end of that. We'll click OK. It's going to do its thing. It's going to run. It's going to query out from all of these cities. It's going to query out just these. Hey, there it is. We've got a new shapefile over here with Denton cities. If we were to turn all this stuff off, yeah, you can see right there that now we have Denton, and we have only cities within Denton. Okay. Number 5 on page 4 says clear the current selection. We do need to clear it, so we'll go ahead and clear it. And I'm on page 5. It says select all counties adjacent to Denton County. And this is basically showing you some of the different functions of how to, it shows you the different functions of a spatial query. It says here you'll select the counties adjacent to Denton County. It's going to be, those counties around it. So we're going to go to map and select by location, and we'll do a different relationship and different features this time. Well, all this is going to be different. So your input features is going to be it's going to be Denton, because we want to find the counties that are adjacent or surrounding Denton County, and that shapefile is Denton, so it's going to be Denton. The relationship is going to be boundary touches. It's not going to be shares a line segment with, because these aren't line segments, they're polygons, they're not lines. And it's not going to be any of these, because we don't want to find intersects or withins, contains. So it's going to be boundary touches. Yeah, this is the only one that fits. So boundary touches, and selecting features. Actually, I have this wrong. I was doing it backwards. We want to find those Texas counties that touch Denton County, right? Your selecting feature is going to be Denton. So you back up a little bit. We want to find Texas counties whose boundary touches Denton County. And like I said, and when I was talking myself through this, I noticed that I had it wrong, and kind of why I say to talk it out. You know, if you need to hear it, go ahead and talk it out. I discovered that I was going to screw up my query if I ran it. So this is correct. Let's see. In the instruction, it says leave the rest of the options in the dialog as they are. Click apply. If done correctly, those counties will touch the boundary of your Denton file. And the number of selected features will appear at the bottom right below the map. So we're going to go ahead and hit apply to make sure that runs. And we see that we've got these counties selected here. Now this is kind of fools you a little bit. Okay? I'm going to hit OK just so we can clear that out. We're going to zoom into this. It looks like, this is why you don't count with just your eyes. You let the computer tell you how many features are selected. Because it looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 are selected. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So you do have 7 selected, but the question is asking how many counties are adjacent to Denton County. We know that this is Denton County right here. Well, if I can, there we go. That's Denton County right there. How many are adjacent to that? It doesn't include this one. Your selection will include Denton County, but you need to exclude this selection here. That's going to be your correct answer. And quiz question 2 asks, how many counties are adjacent to Denton County? There you go. That's quiz question 2. On your own, it says to, using the select by location feature to create a spatial query, create a separate layer for Harris County. It's basically the exact same thing you did for Denton County, just do it for Harris County. Then create a layer for cities that fall within the Harris County boundaries. Exactly the same thing that we did for Denton counties, just changed, or I'm sorry, for Denton cities. You just changed Denton cities to Harris. It's pretty easy. Quiz question 3 asks, how many cities are completely within Harris County? And if you didn't know, you're not from Texas. Many of you aren't. Well, stop. There we go. Okay. Yeah, Harris County is this right here. It's got contains Houston. I actually grew up right there, right where these 2 green dots are. Yeah. Anyway, quiz question. Quiz question 3 asks how many cities are completely within Harris County. Don't count the cities manually. And then quiz question 4 asks how many counties are adjacent to Harris County. Pretty easy stuff. Says please write down your answers. You know all this stuff. Okay, so next we get into the fun part. We get into a map layout. And this is going to be your second deliverable for the, well, you've only got one deliverable, but this is your second assignment for the week. We're going to create a map to show all major cities in Denton County, labeled by city name, and then an inset map that shows the location of Denton County within in Texas. So first we'll do a new layout. We're going to go insert, new layout. Denton County is kind of a square. Let's see if there's an example for us. Yeah, the example has landscape, so that's what we're going to go with. So we're going to go layout, and we'll do 8.5 by 11 landscape. Let that create. The new layout will be created in a separate window. That's this right here. Click insert and map frame. That's going to be this right here. Let me make sure that that's correct. Yeah. So we've got this right here. Says do not choose default extent. Table of contents. We're going to turn off everything except Texas cities and Texas County. Where's Denton? We'll right click on Denton County, go to zoom to layer. There it is, right? So we've got this created for us right here. Right click the Denton Cities layer, go to label properties, and go to labeling in the ribbon bar. Because it's kind of going to be weird. You could make some custom labeling here, but we want to just use what's available for us. So we're going to go into labeling here. You can label your features and change your label properties here. In the label class section, which is over here, label class, it's right here. We're going to change the field to city name. Not that, that. There we go. City name. It says click the label button over here. We'll click that. It names everything for us. And we're going to, under text symbol, which is here, we're going to change the font size to 12. Okay. Under the under text symbol, we're going to click the color chip, and we're going to change the color of those labels to gray 60%. If it'll work. Here we go. 40. This is gray 60. And I believe that changed. I wasn't really looking, but it looks grayish, and it says it's gray right here, so we'll trust that. We're going to return to the table of contents, so you can go ahead and close that. Actually, I'm going to close this too. Here we go. Okay, so we're in the table of contents. It says Denton County may seem too small or big for your project, but you'll fix this issue later. We're going to click Insert, New Map. And this is going to create us a new map over here called Map 1. I'm just going to drag that over there. Just keep our maps together. You want to turn off that topographic or remove it. Actually, I did this wrong. Hold on just 1 second. Okay, yeah, I had that right. We're going to go to Insert and insert a new map. Mine says Map 2, but because I closed that previous map, it actually still exists, but don't worry about that. So we're going to remove topographic. What we're going to do here is we're going to take some of our stuff from here and we're going to stick it in map 2. Or for you know what, I'm just going to change this to where it reads map 1. Bear with me a second. There we go. Okay, now it should match what you have. Let's see, let's read along with the, it says name it Denton County. So instead of map 1, we're going to call this Denton County. If I had read ahead, I would have just done that. Okay. Click back on the original map on which you did your original work. So this stuff right here. We're going to press and hold Control and click the Denton and Texas County layers to select them. Click on that. So it says right click on one of the selected layers and click copy. Copy. We'll go back into Denton County over here and we're just going to right click here and hit paste. And now we've got our Denton and Texas County layers over here. So now we've got two separate maps. We've got one that shows all of the Texas counties and then Denton. You know, I'm going to change that color just so it stands out. There we go. So we've got that map here. We've got a Texas map that shows the location of Denton County. And we've got Denton County and its cities. I'm going to go ahead and zoom the layer on that just so we can see what it contains. Here we go. All right, so remember, we're still in our map layers here, or I'm sorry, not our map layers, but our map frames here. So let's see, I'm on number 6 here. Right click Denton County, hit paste. Okay, so we're going on to number 7. Number 7 says in the layout window, go back to layout, click insert, and then map frame. And this time we're going to add Denton County. Denton County. And this is Texas counties, but it's showing the location of Denton County, so that's why we're calling it Denton County. In theory, you could call these things anything you wanted. I'm just going along with how the instruction was written a couple of years ago. So we're going to insert Denton County here, and just click on it and click anywhere in the map. Got a big old map frame over here. Okay, so now we have 2 maps within our map layout, right? On page 7, it says, if necessary, click the checkbox to turn on the Texas County layer. I believe that would have been for this one here. Not a big deal. Just click it if it's not turned on. If necessary, click Layout Select to change the tool into a Move tool. That's how you select things. So, just in case you needed to know. So now we have 2 maps in our layout. Number 9 says using the skills previously learned. Symbolize the layers and add essential elements. You'll add a legend in the next step. North arrow, scale bar. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to show you a couple of things here. For this frame here, we're just doing a small inset, so, this doesn't have to be huge. Doesn't show all of Texas, right? Texas is kind of a little bit squarish, so we'll make it a little bit squarish. Still doesn't show all of Texas, right? But it does cover, a section that looks like it would work for an inset. Well, then we just right-click on Texas County, go to Zoom to Layer. Hey, look at that. It shows all of Texas and Denton County. And you can adjust this frame just like that. And then if we wanted to show Denton County larger, we would just kind of do that. Right click on Denton, go to Zoom to Layer. It fills that box right there. If you wanted to get rid of this, you would just click on it. Should have to go to Properties. Oh yeah, there's our property. I was waiting for a new window to come up. And it should be under, I think, yeah, it's Display. You can just, for your symbol here, you can just change this to either, yeah, just no color. And now you have a map here without a border around it. And that kind of matches what we see over here. The only thing that's a little bit different is we've got this Denton in yellow here, so it should probably reflect it here. So we'll just go into the table of contents, change that Denton to that yellow color. I believe it's this one. Yeah, that's pretty close. Yeah, I'm not particularly a fan of these labels here. I would change the labels. Yeah, you could go back into here and city name. Oh, that's why, because I need to be on this. City name, black. Yeah, black shows up much better there. But I mean, you could change this color here, and if you were to change this color here, you would have to change this color here. They're easy fixes. They're easy changes. I mean, you could change this, instantly to, like a, dark blue. Hit apply, and then we can go back into our table of contents. just change that to the same blue. I believe it was this one. Yeah, so this color here reflects this color here. So if that's something you're going to do, go ahead and make those changes. And then I would probably change, if that's what I wanted to do, I could change this to like a, a light gray. I actually did that in the wrong spot. Uh, Under Denton Cities, we want to change that to a light gray. Yeah, that shows up much better. Now it doesn't show up very well here, and that's kind of what you have to consider on that. So you could change this to something like that. Yeah. Yeah, I don't like that very much. But anyway, play with it, see what you come up with, see what's comfortable. Um, anyway, that's some more stuff on map layout. The last bit here says legend from multiple data frames. The final touch will be adding a legend. It is slightly different from our previous labs because we have 2 map frames in the layout. Each map frame can have its own legend. So you can have a legend for this here, and you'd have a legend for this here. ArcPro creates legends based on the active map frame. And you can tell if a map frame is active because this is bold, right? If I click on map frame 1 here, now this is the active frame. If you select it also like that, that makes it the active frame. If I were to go and create a legend, it would create a legend for this right here. If I clicked on that, it would create a legend for this right here. So that's what you need to consider when you're creating your legends and you have more than one map frame. What's the active map frame? Because that's what you're going to create your legend for. Yeah, and it says if the wrong map frame is active, a legend will be created for the wrong portion of your map layout. So number 1 says, in the table of contents, click the Denton County map frame. Denton County map frame. That's this one right here. Click Insert Legend. Insert Legend. And we'll just place this right over here. And we've got a small little legend here. Denton is in blue here. It's also blue here, and that's why you want these 2 to match, right? Okay, so it says you will see the 2 layers from Denton County map frame and a new legend. Ensure you change the text in the legend to read plain English. Use spaces in full words. Delete any underscores. It is not Denton, it is Denton County. So we just come over here and we change this. You can slow click on it or you can right click and rename, but county. Watch this. Whenever I hit enter, that changes Denton County right here. Same thing for TX underscore county. No one reads things and no one writes like this. You wouldn't see this in, a news article written as TX underscore county. Be professional because we are learning a profession. Texas counties. There we go. Now it reads like normal humans read and write things. You can title your legend. I'm not going to go through that because you've already done this before. I don't think I need to go over that stuff. Adjust the legend and map elements as necessary. That's this. I'm not going to do a scale bar for you. I'm not going to do north arrow or a title or an authorship block. It says your map should look similar to the map below, but feel free to experiment with placement and color. So yeah, this doesn't have to be here. I mean, this could be over here, I guess, and you could put, Denton up here, and I don't know. There's a variety of things that you could do with this. You could even put a title here. You could put your legend down here, north arrow. You could stick a north arrow inside of that because there's plenty of space for it. Don't put your legend in here though. But yeah, I mean, but if you don't want to experiment with it, don't experiment with it. But it's always good if you try to play around with these things and create the best map that you can using your imagination, because that's what this is really, what we're really trying to get you to do is think for yourself. The instruction says on at the bottom of page 9, deliverable. Once you've completed your map layout, you should import it as a JPEG image. Yeah, that's the share here. You just go through and hit share, layout, change all this stuff as you need to change it. Um, Submission type will be JPEG, so yeah, you're going to submit a JPEG. Include all map essentials. We've already gone over that. For the authorship block, it's got all your stuff for your authorship block. This map's created for your course name, week 7 lab, author, your name, date, creation date. The lab rubric is on the lab submission page in Canvas. That's about it. It gets easier. This is actually not that bad. But yeah, that's Spatial Queries. So anyway, if you have any questions, give one of us a holler, and we will definitely try to give you a hand on whatever you need help with. Just look us up on GroupMe, and we will be there.